first side, the first cut is identical. The second cut is not. So I'm going to take and just hit that with a hand plane and bring these two back into registration basically. So I'll just lay it down like that and plane that flush to this edge so they're both identical. Now we've got identical sides, and that'll be much better. I think when I was doing that, with my setup there, that blade pulled that one side. As I was coming through, I was pulling it this way away from the jig. I should have had that clamped, but we're good. Two identical sides. And actually cleaning those sides up with a block plane is probably a good idea to do that anyway. So that really is the hard part done right there. As near as I can figure out, this bevel angle here is about 19 degrees. So I'm going to start with that. I cut my tops a little wide so I can come back and maybe massage that angle a little bit. And that's way off. It's got to be a lot steeper than that. Really open. So I've got to go, I'm going to try about another 3 degrees or so. And then I want to cut on the other side of the blade this time. This should be pretty darn close. That's it for me. "26 degrees. Okay, so now when I bring them to this peak and put a little pressure on that, that's a nice tight fit. I mean, it's a bird feeder, right? So, but I like that. That's going to work. This is the bottom. I'm going to put a bevel on this so that the water, I want the water to run toward the front and back. But I just had a thought. I'm going to have to put a flat on that after I do this in order to hold this. So that's no big deal, I guess. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, here goes. That doesn't go right to the center, but that's okay. I'll just take my, I'll draw a center line, take my hand plane and just hit this a couple of strokes and take off this ridge, and that'll kind of create a double bevel. Then we'll come back and I'll show you how I'm going to put that flat on there. Alright, I got my blade height set to just a little bit higher than this piece. And then I need to back this off because I don't need to flatten the whole thing. Oh. Micro adjuster attached here. Dial this over. Okay, so that's where it just skims it. A little bit more. We'll try this first and then we can always move the fence over a little bit more to get that increased depth, which will increase the width of this cut. There you go, that gives me that flat register to. Sorry. And it's just a hair longer than the base, but that's alright. And it's just a bit wider as well, and that's also okay. I like that right there. Okay, I've taken the time to, this is where the base intersects the rail, I'll call it, of the bird feeder. And at just above this line, or even maybe right on the line, I guess, I'm going to drill 3 holes for water to run out. And I've taken the time to put a mark on the outside of the piece to make sure I get my direction correct. So I'm going to clamp that up. And it's not that it doesn't have to be, you know, perfectly. They don't have to be all perfect. I'm not going to set up my drill press to do that. Just an angled hole, that's all. Oh, I've got the thing going the wrong way. This way. So that's going to go into, that's going to bite into my vise jaw. I'm going to put a piece of plywood behind that. A piece of backer board. There, now I got a sacrificial piece back here that'll take that bit rather than my vice jaw. I got a couple of 1-inch marks from each end and then an approximate center. I'm just going to put my brad point right on that line. I want to leave that. Well, you can see they came out, well, 2 of them came out near the corner. This one's a little higher. I would have preferred that they'd all be about there, but that's fine. So what's going to happen is that's going to meet the base and go from there.